Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us here at Lakeland High School. Looks like we're getting ready to start with the JV boys tonight. So we've got Lakeland and Liberal tonight. Liberal Bulldogs, Lakeland Vikings. And getting ready to jump. Lakeland takes possession there of the ball. And we've got number 4, Logan Crowder at the line. First one is good, so he'll put the first points on the board for Lakeland tonight. And 2. So that's a good way to start the game there from the free throw line. Liberal will come back and see if they can answer here. Ball across the baseline. And the shot is a little short. Lakeland will take possession. Looks like on the floor for Lakeland tonight, number 1, Caleb Singleton. Number 4, Logan Crowder. Number 5, Hunter Norris. Number 11, Hayden Town. And number 12, is that Alan Smith probably? Yeah. And for the Liberal Bulldogs on the court, I see number 15, Peyton Morrow. Number 23, Case Hampton. Number 25, Max Dingman. Number 12, Kay Marty. And number 5, Chase Ray. So that'll be our starting lineups for these two teams here in JV play tonight. And Liberal unable to answer that first set of baskets. So Lakeland again on the line. Again, Logan Crowder. So he will miss the first, putting him 2 for 3 on the free throw line. And the second shot is good, so Lakeland leading 3-0 here in the first quarter of play. JV boys again, Lakeland Vikings versus the Liberal Bulldogs. And the drive by Liberal is out. Rebound is good, so they'll put 2 on the board. Lakeland gets the ball, moves down the court. Liberal manages the steal and in for the layup. Number 5, Chase Ray, misses the shot and he is fouled. So that will send him to the line.
Just want to thank everybody for chiming in tonight. This is the junior varsity game tonight. We've got Stacy Hinkle sitting right here next to me. I announced earlier in the girls' game that we weren't going to have any announcers, but Stacy managed to make it. She works there at Bernard. Bookkeeping and tax. Did I say that right?
Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping.
Tax and bookkeeping. So anyway, it is the middle of tax season, and she's extremely busy, so we didn't know if she was going to be able to make it tonight, but she is. She's made it here, and she's going to go ahead and call the game for you. So I am going to
Liberal manages to grab another one there. That full court press really working out for them. And Luke Crowder with the steal for Lakeland, and then throws it away. So, as is typical with junior varsity games, you get just a little bit of a control issue. But there's a good pass under the basket. Number 25, Max Dingman for 2. So that'll bring Liberal to the lead, 4-3 over Lakeland. And again, we get a little bit of a ball handling issue, out of bounds on Lakeland. So Liberal will take over.
Right after this game, of course, will be the varsity girls game. Of course, this will be the last game of the season, the 4 districts for everybody.
Oh, another good pass under the basket for Liberal, but the shot not quite there. And
of course, if I was paying attention to the monitor here, everybody would have been able to see that. I'm trying to open up. I bought Stacy a tea, and I'm trying to get it open for her. So, here.
So a lot of back and forth going on right now. The teams have been trading the ball back and forth, not a lot of shots. Even occasionally the shots that are there are not quite landing. So, a little bit of nerves, a little bit of, pregame jitters, just trying to settle in here. That last basket for Liberal, I believe, was number 23, Case Hampton, putting Liberal on the board for 2 more. Score is currently 6-3, 3:48 left to play here in the first quarter. And that'll bring us to a timeout.
Throw a timeout graphic up there. Of course, it's Aaron Collins. His brother, as all of you already know that have been watching and probably knew beforehand, his brother is actually coaching the varsity boys.
Speaking of which, I didn't mention the coaches at the beginning of the game. I was running just a little behind getting started here. Lakeland coached, head coach is Adam Collins with assistant coach Todd Jennings, of course. The Liberal Bulldogs, boys high school head coach Travis Walton and assistant Zach Short. So Lakeland puts the shot up, no good, but of course foul on the shot there. That'll take send number 11 to the line. That's Hayden Town. I say Hayden's kind of easily distinguished out there. He's got a little knot on the top of his head.
What do they call that? A wolf's bun?
Oh, you would ask me that question. I'm definitely not a fashion guru.
Yeah.
So first shot bounces out, and the second one
Wolf's
rolls
tail?
out of the rim.
I can't remember.
So Liberal will take the rebound and bring it down the floor. Nice inside pass to their post. 25, Max Dingman again for 2 more. Liberal will lengthen their lead, 8-3. Bring a little pressure. Lakeland manages to break the pressure down the middle of the floor. Move around a little. And a long 3 is not quite there for for Hunter Norris. And a nice block there by number 4, Logan Crowder on the layup. And they'll call the foul. Maybe not. I thought maybe they were going to give him the foul on that. It looked good from my angle, though.
Refs are talking it over.
Yeah.
I didn't see him indicate anything. Of course, at the angle that we're at, you can actually see us over here. I'm waving my hands in the corner. That's where we're at tonight.
And this is really a sort of a half-blind spot to be in. The scoreboard on the opposite end of the gym from me is very basic. The scoreboard that gives me stats is actually sitting on the same wall I have my back to. So actually being able to see that and use that for statistical purposes is impossible from this position.
Yeah, well, you know, whenever they built this school a long time ago, they had no idea that you'd be live broadcasting games right here at Lakeland. For years, they've had the radio over here. This is where all the media is always set up. So last time we were here,
I would appreciate it if in the future you'd put a camera on the other end of the gym to shoot that scoreboard for me. Add that to your list of things.
We can do that tonight, actually.
Might be a good idea for the varsity games if you have time between. And a good steal there by Caleb Singleton.
Which they give
Not
it right
able to turn it into a basket, and here Liberal drives, can't find the shot, and Lakeland gets the turnover. So again, a lot of down and back here in this JV game. You know, that's how you learn. You know, you push and push, and not afraid to get out there and drive for the basket.
Always want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, this is JV boys. We've had a lot of requests to cover the JV boys and girls games as much as possible. And
good steal by number 23. That is Case Hampton for Liberal. They bring it down, can't quite find the shot, and Lakeland will force a turnover.
Believe it or not, we have the same problem a lot of the parents do. We just can't get here that early and get set up for the games. This is
and a good hustle to try to save that out of bounds there.
Yeah, this is kind of the exception here.
You know, unfortunately, what happens when you've got this few number of cameras is you've kind of got a blind spot right between them, and that play happened right at half court where almost none of the plays happen. So you sort of lose that angle. And Hunter Norris manages to pick one off. He'll drive down the floor. Liberal steals, Lakeland steals back, but can't quite pull it in by Caleb Singleton before it goes out of bounds. So score is still 8-3. We have 58 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. And wow, what a low scoring game, huh? Liberal brings it in, a couple passes. Nice shot, but it just couldn't land it. Lakeland with the rebound.
You know, maybe we should have just set up the GoPro in the center where you can see everything and just left it.
It's number 25, Max Dingman with the steal. Had the open layup, didn't quite land it, but number 5, Chase Ray with the rebound and the 2 points for Liberal. So now Liberal takes a 10-3 lead over Lakeland. And Liberal trying to pull that one in, keep it in play, but the officials will say it hit the back of the backboard.
You know, I may change these camera angles and actually cross them. Get a little bit better.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You want to?
I got you.
Yeah. I'll do it right here at the end of this quarter, which there's 8 seconds left. 7, 6, 5, 4.
And out of bounds, but it will stay with Liberal here. So we'll let them have a chance, bring the ball in and try to get a shot off. 4.5 seconds. The pass is a little wild. Number 5 from a high top of the key. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-3 Liberal over Lakeland here at Lakeland High School. So we'll give the boys a chance to set, reset, let the coaches come in, point out a few things, and then we'll come out and start all over again, see if they can't can't manage to close the gap here a little bit at Lakeland. By the way, I want to say thanks to our sponsors while we've got just a few minutes here. C Squared Screen Printing and Embroidery have been working with us for the season. Hobby Time Motorsports also a little bit. If you have a chance, go by, check out their merchandise, see what they've got. Also, Primitive Old Crow, Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. And definitely we want to keep in mind and mention Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, Aaron Collins, agent there. Also the Primitive Old Crow and Winery in Clinton, Missouri. If you haven't been out there, make plans. Go try the pizza. It's really amazing, and they've got a really awesome setup out there. So it's definitely worth the drive. So here we go, beginning of play, second quarter. Liberal driving in, looking for the shot, and not quite there. And Lakeland with the rebound. And again, they face that pressure from Liberal. Driving to the center of the floor. A long reach there for Hunter Norris as he grabs the high ball. And that's 3 from number 21, Dayton Atkinson, here in Lakeland, at Lakeland tonight. Liberal tries to answer, but not able to sink the shot. And that foul will send Hunter Norris to the line as Lakeland finds themselves in the bonus. Mm-hmm. Shot is no good, and we'll get the foul on the rebound. So Liberal will take the ball in from under the far basket, bring it down. A lot of movement, looking for an opening somewhere. Trying to find a shot here as they move around the floor. A little quick jumper from number 15. Not quite there, but he will draw the foul. That's Peyton Morrow. That'll send him to the line for Liberal.
All right. We have now moved the cameras. You know, I kind of like this because when the scoreboard is actually working, you can see it at this angle.
Well, that's always good, isn't it? So 5:25 left to play here in the first half, and Liberal leading over Lakeland 10-6. We'll force the ball out of bounds, and Lakeland will bring it in from the far sideline. I guess if you're watching at home, that's the near sideline. And that's number 1, Caleb Singleton, driving in for the layup, but it bounces out, and Liberal comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, I was talking to the scoreboard keeper before the game, and she was telling me that they may have to replace their scoreboard system because, well, it keeps on cutting out on them like it's doing right now. It does this nice
It
little.
hasn't completely dropped. It
Yeah.
just kind of
It does this nice fade thing. Now it's fading
glitches.
back in. I know the first time we were over here, I kept on seeing that happen. And I thought there's something wrong with our video equipment, that sometimes with the frame rates and flicker problems, you can lose stuff. And I thought that's what was happening. I was like, oh no.
Well, I hate to draw a parallel, but you know, we did have a timeout here. We should mention our timeout sponsor, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and Aaron Collins. But maybe not too loudly, just in case they're looking for donations for that scoreboard.
Yeah.
And a driving layup by number 15, Peyton Morrow, is good. That'll add 2 to the Liberals scoreboard. Sideline foul there will send Caleb Singleton to the line for Lakeland. So he'll have a 1-and-1 shot. See if he can close the gap a bit here. First shot bounces out. And a lane violation. So we'll line up and try again.
So back to the 1-and-1.
And the second one looks good. So 7-12, still Liberal over Lakeland. And line up for the second shot. You know, these are the kind of things that you hope the kids remember as they're playing in the JV games, because, you know, that could have turned into 2 points that he wouldn't have had simply because of a lane violation. Those are mistakes that, you know, hopefully you don't make twice. And we'll get a walk called. That would be number 22, Cameron Peak, for Liberal. Lakeland will take over. And we see Liberal come out with the pressure. Grab the steal. Number 34, Matt Boney, with the quick layup. And Hunter Norris will draw the foul on the inbounds there. You know, something I miss that I don't get with these JV games, they don't announce the names on the floor. So I'm sure I've mispronounced. And I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. So 14-7, Lakeland down to Liberal right now. And a free throw up by Hunter Norris bounces out, but Singleton grabs the rebound and misses again. And the shot's no good. They're going to call the travel there on number 15, Peyton Morrow. But boy, that was a good plan. Lakeland gets the ball in, dealing with this full court pressure from Liberal. It's really given the boys some fits here tonight. Oh, and a bad pass sends the ball across the court. That'll be a backcourt call. So Lakeland will turn the ball over, and Liberal will bring it in under their own basket. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left here in the second quarter. And we get a quick 3 shot from the baseline that is no good. Singleton on the rebound. And a little control problem here. We're going to end in a jump ball down at the end of the court. It will stay with the Vikings tonight. And so now the Vikings under their own basket. That's a long 3 for Norris,
wow,
and it's good. He had to have been about 4 feet off the line. That was crazy.
Tell you what, for junior varsity and Norris, he's probably what, 5'8"?
I don't know that.
He's taller than his mother.
Yeah, but she's like 4 foot tall.
Yeah. Then again, our cats are taller than his mother. So.
And Liberal will knock the ball out of bounds. It will stay with Lakeland.
Anyway,
on
Hunter
the wide
Norris
baseline.
is not the tallest or biggest guy out there, but he shot that probably about 5 feet
And
back
he puts
off.
another one up,
Wow.
this time from the opposite side. And again, he's 3 feet off the line. Oh, and Caleb Singleton gets the steal but can't put away the layup.
And just like that, they close the gap.
You know,
And they're
I
one point away.
watch Norris shoot those threes. He reminds me of a rubber band. It just snaps and the ball just kind of goes in this huge arc.
I don't know if that's the best nickname for a teenage
I don't know.
boy.
I mean, it
Rubber
could
band.
be like a superhero nickname, right?
I don't think
You
you should
know,
call a
stretch,
teenage boy
flash,
rubber.
band. Okay, you're fired. You can't help me anymore. Go away. So Lakeland has closed this gap pretty efficiently now with just a couple of three-point shots. 13-14 until the steal here from Liberal. And they will take it in. Quick jumper that's no good. And pass back and forth. Finally, the layup by number 5, Chase Ray, falls in. So 16-13, Liberal over Lakeland. But, you know, I can definitely see adjustments that Lakeland has made in this second quarter that are working out for them. You know, that, in my mind, is always the mark of a team that I am anxious to keep my eyes on. So the player on the ground, they're going to call the travel against Liberal, and Lakeland's going to take over. And I'm pretty sure that has got to be his dad that's standing in the stands over there because he was very upset.
Norris.
So the defense has made an adjustment now. Caleb Singleton drives in for the layup and adds 2. We are again 15-16, 1-point ball game. And number 22, Cameron Peak for the 2. You know, that's something I noticed that Liberal's actually doing really well. The pass underneath the basket, they're bounce into their post players and effectively scoring on that kind of a play. I've not been extremely impressed with the ball handling, even though it is JV. But when it comes to passing under the low post positions, they are nailing it every time.
Yeah, I have to say that Liberal is actually showing a lot of maturity as far as the way they're playing. So, I mean, they're not – you see a lot of the – like earlier, that bounce play pass underneath the basket. Very unselfish. He could have gone ahead and shot that, but he gave it over to
Absolutely.
The player that had the best angle, which is what you want your players to do.
Yep. So Max Dingman at the line now for Liberal. First shot was good and lines up for the second. And it bounces out just a little long. Lakeland with the rebound, and they'll move down the floor. Again, sideline violation here. So Liberal will take over. Lakeland down to Liberal right now, 15-19 here. About a minute 20 left to play in the second quarter of the ball game. Good inside pass, but shot's not quite there. Long jump shot is not there. Lakeland comes up with the rebound. Manages to break the pressure. Hunter Norris, a little bit short on that one. And that was Dayton Atkinson with the rebound. Shot no good, and Liberal will come up with the rebound after that second shot. And a good steal by Caleb Singleton. Way to pay attention. Where was the foul call on that one? I can't believe that. He got himself a little too far under the basket. The shot was never going to land, and so maybe they just decided to let the boys play a little bit. But, You know, when you're in the air and your trajectory changes because the other player impacts you, it's definitely a foul.
With these younger players, the bodies fly around a little bit easier.
And that's a good up by number 21, Nate Smith. He's got the height to do that, and he definitely used it to his advantage.
15 seconds on the board.
And we're going to get a technical foul here.
Uh-oh.
Well, he came up and grabbed him around the waist. It was going to happen. It was clearly intentional. There was no going after that ball. It was all about stop the player. So Liberal chooses Chase Ray, sends Chase Ray to the line to shoot the foul. First one is good.
You know, there's actually a really good crowd here tonight.
Second one is up and good. And now
JV.
we will come in and go back to regular play. So 14.3 seconds left on the clock. 23-15, Liberal leading over Lakeland. And Lakeland forces a steal. Oh, is going to get a foul. Yes, foul before the travel. So that will send Hunter Norris to the line. He was moving awfully fast and had nowhere to go with the ball. And the first one is good.
I'll tell you, Norris is kind of knocking him down tonight. He's hit 2 3-points that I've seen, and now a free throw.
Yeah. Second one rolls out. Liberal brings it down, starts looking for the shot, and not enough time. So that'll bring us to the end of the second quarter here. I don't know that I heard, James. Are they playing a full game or are we doing partials here?
Yeah, they're doing full.
A full game.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take our halftime break and come back.
6 minutes there on the clock is what they put.
So short interim. Okay.
Yeah,
So JV's always fun to watch, right? Just a little bit crazy out there. The ball.
You know it is. It isn't as good as, of course, varsity, but
a control sometimes.
Yeah,
but not
is,
terrible. It's not terrible. So fun to watch.
I'm just glad that there's people out there that that are tuning in. We appreciate it. Always share and like if you would. Let people know that they can see the game. It's not very often we get to do a JV game, so there may be some people out there that don't realize that this is happening. They may realize the game's going on, but maybe they can't see it on Facebook Live or YouTube, whichever you prefer to watch on. So, anyway, this is the last home game for Lakeland.
So, something I want to point out here just for a minute because I can. We've had a couple of players here in the last few weeks that hit milestones while we were at games, 1,000 points and, all school records and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And most schools have those displayed somewhere. In the trophy case, they might have a plaque set up and everybody has a little plate on the plaque or whatever. The school records are displayed somewhere. But, if all the schools we've gone to and all the places we've been, I always try to notice those things, and I hardly ever see them in the areas that we are located, the gymnasiums, the hallways right outside the gymnasiums.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not where they're at. But here at Lakeland, and I knew this before I got here tonight because, let's face it, I spent a lot of time in this gym. Here at Lakeland, they are the biggest banner on the wall, the 1,000 Point Club. And, all the other banners, all of the conference teams, all of the district championships, conference championships, tournament championships for all the different sports. They're all on the wall here, but the biggest one is the 1,000-point club. And no, you won't find my name up there because there was no way. I was never anywhere close to that. I just was not that good. But I want to run down through those names because
the first one on the list.
Well, the newest one on the list is where I want to start.
Okay. I thought you were going to go through the whole list.
No, the newest one on the list is Rafe Carbelow, which we've had the chance to watch him play several times this year, and this varsity boys team here at Lakeland is a group of talented kids, and they're having a successful season and doing a great job. And Rafe is a strong leader for that team. Best of all,
didn't one of the girls hit 1,000 this year?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But best of all, Rafe is he's only a junior, right? So we get to follow Lakeland for another year and just see how far he can take that. So that I think is really exciting. But I want to point out that he's got a line here, right? Because on that 1,000-point club, you have Rafe Carbelow. If you look down through there, you'll find Dakota Carbelow just a few years ago. You'll find Shelby Carbelow a little before that. You're going to find Melissa Hughes, who is also a Carbelow. Also, you'll find Jim Carbelow. So quite a family history there, quite a tradition for basketball and the Carbelow family here at Lakeland.
Now, let me just point out that there are a couple Osbornes on there.
Well, that I was going to go there too because I don't want you to feel left out. And for those of you that don't know, my husband James's mother is an Osborne, so those are cousins. And actually, the first name on the list, 1980, was Joey Osborne.
The late Joey Osborne.
Yes.
Joey passed away this year.
He did, and we were very sorry to lose him.
Yeah, we were sorry to lose him.
But also his son Jet is on that list. So, again, a little bit of a family history there with Lakeland basketball. So, by the way, just to touch on the whole list, and I'm going to run out of time here, so I'm just going to read the rest of it.
Seconds.
But starting in 1980 with Joey Osborne, then in 81, Rick Landis, 83, Jim Carbelow, 88, Bill Landis, 90, Eric Briggs, 94, Melissa Hughes, 95, Carrie Ralph, 99, Aspen Burrow, in 2000, Kristen Drendel, 2002, Ryan Wagner, 2005, Derek Evans, Danielle Rodabaugh, and I can't see the year, but I think that was 07 maybe.
07.
2009 was Shelby Carbelow. 2011, Jet Osborne. 2014 was both Dakota Carbelow and Jennifer Landis. And Annie Swatters in 18. Landon Dull in 18. And then, of course, in 2019, Ryan Taylor, who we saw hit or get very, very close last week and then hit it the next game, and Rafe Carbelow. Went to school together.
Melissa is all right. We're having some internet connection problems. Hopefully,
I was just trying to get you back on your picture back on your frame because the boys are back to play now. Yeah, Melissa and I graduated together, played basketball together, among other things. Softball and some other sports as well.
I'm gonna lose the link.
So 2 more on the board for Lakeland. And Liberal will have a bad pass. That'll turn the ball back over. Lakeland will bring it back down and set themselves up for 2 more. Ball is up, bounces out. Liberal with the rebound. 23-18. Liberal over Lakeland right now. 6 minutes left in the third period. And we'll get a travel call there, so Liberal will turn over the ball. So Liberal again trying to take some patience here and look for it. And of course, the minute I say that, they try to force the pass inside, and Lakeland is able to take it away. But then that's number 2, Caden Kitterman, will slide on it, and we'll get the travel call there. So Liberal again with the ball underneath their basket. Far outside shot is no good. Lakeland on the rebound. Bring it down, pass that over to Norris, who sends it back out. A little more ball movement. So Lakeland will bring it in from the far near sideline. Quick shot is no good. Liberal with the rebound, and they've got an open man down the floor. That is number 5, Chase Ray, with the layup. 25-18. And Lakeland comes back to answer. Number 23, Garrett Strange, for 2. And a good pickoff there. Hayden Town takes it in for a layup, but it bounces out. Liberal will get the rebound, manage to hold on to the ball. And that's a good 3 outside for Liberal. 20-28, Liberal leading over Lakeland right now. Little shovel pass there. Inside to Garrett Strange, up and in for 2. 22-28. We've seen a lot of Garrett Strange this season too, both JV and varsity. He's sort of one of those players that doubles on both teams a little bit. And they're going to call the foul on that. A little bit of a reach there. And steal, Garrett Strange up, and the ball will bounce out, but he's going to draw the foul on that one. That will send him to the line for Lakeland. Chance to maybe close the gap a little bit here. 28-22, separating the teams, Liberal over Lakeland. Can't get over the pink shoes. A little short on the shot there, so he'll step back, reset, and try it again. And that one looks good, so that will bring the deficit to 5 for Lakeland. Gonna get a double dribble there. Turn the ball over and give Lakeland a chance to maybe close this gap a little further. We are third quarter here of play. 3 points for Caleb Singleton, no good. It bounces off the rim. hand to the back on the foul call there. So that will send number 21, Nate Smith, to the line. Still 5-point deficit here for Lakeland. And the first one is no good. Sets up for the second shot. And it's going to go wide to the left. So foul on the rebound. White will take out the ball. Lakeland on the baseline. Quick substitution here. We get number 20, A.J. Banwart. So Lakeland looking to deal with this pressure. And we'll get the carry call on the sideline there. So Liberal will take over the ball. Do you ever wonder if Hunter can actually see the ball? I mean,
I think he can.
I mean, he's not hitting those threes blind, right? But his hair, I'm just thinking it's got to be in his eyes. Who was it that had the man bun in earlier? He could maybe teach him how to pull it up.
Oh, I don't know.
And ball is batted away by Liberal, but lands out of bounds. Lakeland will bring it back in. That's going to draw the foul.
What did we do with Spencer? He kind of disappeared on us.
He's sitting right there in front of you.
Oh, well, this other guy here is in front of me. You don't think
So
he's up there
the
talking to the players about basketball, do
First
ya?
one for Garrett Strange is no good. He will reset himself. Try the second one here. And that looks much better. So the gap is now 4. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. And we get a little pressure, but we're going to get the foul.
Getting a little extra commentary from the sideline. That never happens at a Lakeland game.
Never.
You know, when we were at the Clinton tournament, and of course Lakeland played there, talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people commented about how passionate Lakeland is about their basketball.
Well,
I mean, and I'm not, they were not talking in a bad way. They just commented how many of the Lakeland people would show up to, you know, the games where Lakeland weren't playing, like especially those games that was kind of determined who Lakeland would end up playing in the next game.
Absolutely.
You know,
and down to Luke Crowder, who hands it off to Garrett, misses it, but Logan rebounds, puts it right back up, and that'll be 2 for Logan Crowder. So a gap of 2 now.
I don't think Lakeland has led yet, but they've been within 1 point, and then
They did lead for a small amount of time in the
did
first
they?
quarter.
Okay.
But they remind me of the Kansas City Chiefs in that they've got to be coming from behind. Oh, he had his foot on the line. Oh, no. So good steal there from Caden Ketterman. Not able to get the shot up. And that is number 15, Peyton Morrow, with the shot for Liberal. Good layup for Luke Crowder. That'll put 2 on the board, so still within 2. Liberal will think about it, try to set something up, and there we are, top of the key, but it's a little short. And Liberal decides to slow it down a minute, take a step back.
Less than a minute now to play, 47 seconds.
Liberal up by 2. And a good steal from Lakeland.
35 seconds.
And there it is. Number 2, Caden Ketterman drives and puts it down.
Oh, they did not count that, though.
No.
That's just the way it goes. So.
Yeah. Depends on how they see it. It looked good to me. And there it is anyway. 2 points.
We now have a tie.
That'll tie them up. 33 seconds left.
39 seconds, 38. 7.
Liberal here is going to try to draw it out and take that last minute shot. Or not. Draw the foul and put him on the line. So 17.6 left to play. On the line, number 12, Cale Marty for the Liberal Bulldogs. Tie ball game. And the first shot's just a little long and bounces out.
Thought that was going to be good, but still a tie ball game. 17.6 seconds.
And the ball is up and good. So now we've got a 1-point lead for Liberal. Lakeland will bring the ball in, work with this Liberal pressure. Norris from the top of the key, and it rolls out. Liberal with the rebound. And a steal, and the attempt is no good at the end of the third quarter. So 30-31, Liberal over Lakeland by 1 point right now.
Still got 1 quarter to go, though.
1 quarter of play. So definitely has been exciting to watch. I enjoy watching the JV games.
Oh, yeah. Tons of fun. I mean, it's not the most skilled. That's why it's JV. But, yeah, I tell you what, it's still an exciting game. 30-31. Lakeland is staying in this game. A few adjustments here. Norris continues to hit those 3 points like he was earlier in the game. And, that could be a deciding factor right there.
Well, James, you mentioned earlier the passion that Lakeland has for basketball, and I would like to point out that sort of extends to their other athletic events as well, but nothing as much as basketball.
Well, I was nice when I said passion.
Well,
it's really an obsession.
I would like to point out that the poster boy for that obsession is sitting in the gym on the front row, and he doesn't have a relative on the floor right now. In fact, I don't think they have one playing at all in either the girls or boys teams. So probably not someone on the roster in the extended family.
Are you talking about that notorious?
I might be. David Osborne is sitting over there. And let me tell you, if anybody has passion, it is David Osborne.
He's slowed down a little bit. He doesn't quite get thrown out of games like he used to.
Well, give him a minute. He'll there's a lot of game left tonight, is what I'm saying.
Well, David is my uncle, my mom's older brother, and I've known David my entire life, of course. And I tell you what, anybody that's been around David Osborne knows that
And look
He's
at that.
passionate.
Lakeland managed to take the lead.
So, see, all we got to do is talk about my uncle and
Yeah, I'm
Lakeland
not sure
wins.
that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, I mean, just for a JV game, you pretty much have all the seats taken up in here.
You do, yeah. And this is pretty typical. Now, this is a fairly small gymnasium, don't get me wrong. But you fill the gym for games down here.
Oh, yeah.
And now Lakeland looking there. Jumper from the left side. That's Hayden Town for 2.
You know, you're in a gym like Clinton has, and they have a huge auditorium. It's a little deceiving there because
it is.
You put this many people in that gym and it looks empty. And nothing saying bad about either of the schools. It's just that gymnasium is so huge. How many can they fit in? Like
perception is totally different.
Yeah, they can fit 200 in there, I think.
Oh, probably easily. I don't know what capacity is.
Yeah.
That's Caleb Singleton with the 3, but it bounces off the rim. Travel called on Liberals, so the ball will stay with Lakeland. They'll bring it in from under the basket. They'll line up. Inbound to Garrett Strange, who immediately turns to pass to the outside and is pushed, so he'll draw the foul. And Lakeland will line up under the basket and bring it in again. This time they take a box. Hunter Norris from the key, little short there. Boy, Garrett Strange trying. He got a hand on it and managed to kick the ball out, but nobody else there to find it for him. So we would have push foul by Norris. Number 34, Matt Bone to the line for Liberal. I've been trying to decide how to pronounce that. Bone, Bonnie, something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay, we got 7 fouls, team fouls for Lakeland, and 5 for Liberal. Where we're sitting, we can't see the board. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of that.
And ball into Garrett Strange, who's fouled on the shot. Shot rolls out. Lakeland over Liberal right now by 1, 34-33. So with 4 minutes, 22 seconds left to play, we'll send Strange to the line. And the first one is good. You know, with such a low-scoring game, these points become really important here. Yeah. And the second is good also, so that'll lengthen the distance and give the Lakeland Vikings a 3-point lead over Liberal here. And, you know, in a game this low-scoring where the score is so close, that may be the difference right there. You know, that 1 point on that free throw may be the deciding factor. So the bad pass from Lakeland is a turnover for Liberal. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Boy, that looked really clean to me.
Oh no, that was a foul.
He had his hand completely on the ball. I don't know that I agree with you there.
The only problem is he's reaching from the back.
As long as he doesn't touch the player.
They're going to call that every time. I agree with you, but they're going to call that every time.
And the first one is good.
Oh, you know what? I have not been keeping up with the score. And I think they need to make these buttons a little bit bigger because they're really tiny, the ones we hit.
Second one is off to the left a little bit, so Lakeland with the rebound will bring the ball down.
Okay, the score is now correct.
And out of bounds on Liberal. It will stay with Lakeland. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play here. Still a 2-point game. Lakeland over Liberal right now, 34-36. And Caleb Singleton will draw the block as he tries to cut inside. We'll give him a one-on-one at the line, see what he can do with it. Both teams now in the bonus. First one is going to come out. So on the rebound, we've got another foul pushed by 21, Nate Smith. So Garrett Strange to the line. First one is good, so he'll get another shot. Second one is good. 4-point lead now for the Lakeland Vikings. 38-34 over Liberal Bulldogs. And Liberal looking for an opportunity. Loads the strong side. Come around. Driving basket, and before the shot, he will travel. That was number 12, Cale Marty, on the attempt. So Lakeland will take over on the turnover. Again, this pressure from Liberal. Trying to get in and get the steal. Ouch. That looked painful. So the foul.
Bodies flying everywhere.
Tell me about it. So number 5 to the line.
Be Hunter Norris. Of course, we've known his parents for years.
First is good, so he'll get 2. 5-point lead now for Lakeland.
Of course, his mom works right here in town at the elevator. And his dad works for the city, of course. And he's also the fire chief, is that correct?
He is part of the fire department. I don't know what his role is there.
Yeah.
You know, and we mention that and talk about that occasionally when we're on the air, but, you know, I could probably go down the list. Number 2, Caden Ketterman, his mom and dad were both in school when I was. Gavin Wilkins and his family are neighbors to my mom and the farm. Logan Crowder, and I know his family. I went to school with family, aunts and uncles. So, you know, I could go down the list. You know, Caleb Wersig, same thing. I know several of his parents, family members. Corbin Meeker's mother and I went to school together, Valerie. So, you know, you mention the Norrises because we interact with them now all the time. But the truth is, I know most of these kids' families. So
well, that's what you get. That's the nice thing about being in a small community.
It is. You know, you just everybody knows everyone, and when you're walking down the sidewalk, people say hello. You know, you stop and you ask about how's so-and-so doing, or what did you find out when you went wherever, you know. People know and they care about what's going on in your life. So,
you know, when we do a
That's-
lot of Clinton games, we're in a lot of the bigger towns when we cover Clinton, and it's different. You don't have that tight-knit kind of groups of people. And I'm not saying Clinton. I'm saying that the schools that they'll
just
visit.
the slightly larger
Yeah.
districts, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a timeout here. So we want to say thanks to our timeout sponsor. That's Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance and Aaron Collins. Of course, Aaron's brother Adam is one of the coaches here at Lakeland. He's the head coach for the varsity boys. He's also our insurance agent. So
Had a few extra graphics on there. Had to take those off.
yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate Aaron for what he's done for the community, not only here in Lakeland, but I mean he sponsors a lot of stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
For a lot of the schools.
And back to play now. Lakeland with the ball. 2 minutes and about 15 seconds left to play. Looking for the shot.
Looks like they're taking their time getting their shot.
Inside to
Just like
Garrett
that.
Strange, up for 2. Oh, and that was almost a walk there. So Liberal will look for the shot. Long 3, no good. And out of bounds with 1:30 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Lakeland will take over. Bring the ball down the floor. So we'll get a push. Garrett Strange on the line for Lakeland. 43-38 now with 1:18 left to play. And the ball bounces around and falls in, so that'll widen the lead to 6 for Lakeland.
You know, kudos to Lakeland here. They've stuck in this game even though they trailed through most of it, and now
lead by 7.
Now lead by 7. You know, that's just good discipline and good coaching right there.
Not sure why he would take that shot, but hey, why not? And that's number 4, Logan Crowder, with 2 more for Lakeland.
And these guys are moving so fast, I can't keep up with them.
3 is no good for Liberal, but they get the rebound, and up with the ball is Cale Marty, number 12, for 2. 7 points now separate the 2.
43 seconds.
Oh,
A steal and easy basket.
and now 5 points separating the 2. 39.9 seconds left on the clock, and we will get a timeout call. So they want to take a minute and think about it. Calm the boys down. Let them catch their breath for a minute.
Just want to remind everybody to share the love. Share that love. Let everybody know that they can actually see this game. Go ahead and hit that share button. Comment, like, share. Those actually do make a difference. When Facebook sees that there's a lot of activity every time that we go live, the games end up in more news feeds, so that helps out the team even more. So show your love. Give it a like. Give it a share. I also want to thank our timeout sponsor, of course, who is
Missouri Farm Bureau,
Aaron Collins. All right. back to play.
Back to play. 39.9 seconds. Lakeland ball. And Liberal grabs it on the inbound. So tight defense. And I think
Did he dribble that out of bounds?
he did.
Okay.
I think he turned it back over. So long pass down the floor. And they're going to call the travel. He picked that hand up off the floor. So now 26 seconds for Liberal to see what they can do with the ball. So currently Lakeland leading by 5. Liberal looking for it. Takes the long 3 and it bounces out. 9 seconds. 3 is good, and immediately the timeout call. So we have 5.2 on the clock and a 2-point game here. So Liberal will take the timeout.
Of course.
Put their strategy together, and of course you know they're going to come out and press hard here.
Of course, it will be Lakeland's ball with 5 seconds, so
that's right. So
you know it's going to be a really fast game of keep away.
Well, Liberal's going to want to force the turnover on the inbounds, and they've succeeded on that a few times here tonight. So it's not outside the realm of possibility.
That is true.
They could do that.
We're back to fundamentals. Protect the ball. Protect the ball.
5 seconds suddenly seems like a lot of time.
Of course,
these two teams really back and forth. The games have been very close. The score's been very close.
Of course, we immediately get a foul.
And they will pull the foul. Four seconds left on the clock. So we saw a very similar move to that earlier, and they called it as a technical, but this time clearly it's not.
Oh, I thought that was going to go in.
And that one rolls out. We'll give him one more shot at it here. See if Ketterman can put one away and widen that point spread to 3. There he goes, and that's it. So Liberal now needs the 3-point shot to tie the game.
So 4 seconds, inbound the ball down the court, and it has to be a 3-shot. I don't think they have enough time to get 2 possessions here. So it's going to have to be a 3.
Unless they're fouled on the shot.
Oh, that is true. That is true. There's the old-fashioned 3-point shot.
Yeah. How many ways are there to peel an onion?
Oh, man. I'd rather be a Tootsie Pop.
Of course you would. 3 licks to get to the center.
If you've seen that old commercial, it was 3 because it was 1, 2, 3. He just ate it. See, that owl was wise.
The wise old owl. So it looks like Lakeland's not going to bring any pressure on. They're going to back off, let them pull the ball in. Just Hunter Norris. And now they step forward, bring a little more pressure to the mix. And manage to steal the inbound. And they're just going to hold on to it. And that will bring us to the end of the ball game. 48-45. Lakeland over Liberal here for the JV boys game.
I didn't put their last points up on the board there. That was my bad. But anyway, congratulations to the Lakeland boys, junior varsity team. A comeback win in the 4th quarter.
Good way for them to round out the day and the season, right? The regular season.
Yeah,
this should be the close of regular season tonight. So nice to end on a high note and be able to say you ended on a win tonight, for sure.
Just want to appreciate, of course, our sponsors out there. Of course, that'd be Hankins Grain and C Squared, Bernard, Tax and Bookkeeping, Jim Rasick. Also, I'm missing somebody.
Primitive Old Crow.
Primitive Old Crow as well.
Absolutely.
We are actually streaming on their Facebook Live page now. So, Hobby Time Sports, of course, has been a graphic sponsor tonight. So,
Yep.
I think that should round everybody out. The girls are coming out to get warmed up. We've got 12 minutes now on the clock kicking down. We are going to cut away, but we will be back in about 10 minutes with the girls varsity basketball right here at Lakeland.